11 on the dot. Wow. All right, we're live. We're live at least on YouTube. We're missing one. Instagram is always a delay. It's terrible. Anywho's PGN podcast episode 93. Um, what you guys doing on this lovely Sunday? How y'all feeling? How was your week? Let's start that off like we always do.
Kofi, you go first.
Yeah, it was a good week. Last Sunday was my birthday, so got to spend it with my sister and nieces nephews. So that was good. Another work day on Thursday, so just getting used to being back on the work grind for a bit. Before it really picks up in a couple weeks. So getting used to that. That's about it. You know.
Well, for me, this was a pretty fun week. Uh, Obviously, had the football game on Friday. Um, I was proctoring the SAT exam yesterday for some high schoolers. It's crazy how different it is when we were in high school taking the SAT. Like they're all online. They get a code link. They get a test code. It's nothing's on paper anymore. Nothing's on paper.
That's crazy, man. I can't even think of doing any test online like that. I mean, I did it in college, but it was like by the time it was like this is how it's gonna be in the real world. So now it's like everything they're doing everything online from like what, middle school probably.
Yeah, everything's on Canvas, Google Classroom. Like I have a Google Classroom myself. Like I had to set up a whole page. It's kind of wild to see. Like it's so different. It's so different, and you can like track what they're doing so that they can't go on any other page because they have to stay on the link. And if they go to any other page, you can kick them out. Like it's crazy. But I mean, besides that, nothing really too crazy. Just chilling out. Got some things coming up, so I'll talk to you guys offline about it. But outside of that, we good.
All right, yeah, my week was. You hear me?
Yep.
Yeah,
I don't know how far I can go from the mic. I can hear me from back here.
Yep.
yeah.
All right, cool. Anywho's, yeah, week same old shit. Work, chilled with my son, and went to the gym. It's pretty much it. You know what I'm saying? Same old shit I do every damn week. I don't do anything ever like extraordinary. You know what I'm saying? And the most extraordinary thing I'm probably gonna do is that I'm going to Denver in 2 weeks to see the Giants and the Broncos.
Oh,
So,
nice.
yeah, my friends are Broncos fans, so he's like, "Oh, let's go out there for his birthday and stuff like that." So I'm like, "All right, cool." But yeah, after that, then I probably won't do nothing for the next like 6 months until maybe summertime. My son, you know what I'm saying? So you're gonna hear the same shit every Sunday. I went to work, I went to the gym, I saw my son. That's it. That's all I do. But yeah, man.
So you are gonna get some some good stuff there in Colorado. Because one of St. Zod's friends one time went there. He got some good stuff from there, and yeah. So
Yeah. But you can't buy like the apes and stuff like that because you're only out there. I went out there for his birthday last time. I think it was like 4 or 5 years ago, maybe longer. And we went crazy. Oh shit, because it was legal out there. Oh shit. We fucking bought mad. Everybody, we had like 10 guys with us. Everybody bought an eighth. Bro, we didn't even get through half of that, bro.
I can imagine.
And yo, when I forgot edibles, it was insane. We didn't even think. We just went like kid. We were like you were a kid and you were giving money and you went to Toys R Us. We were just buying shit. Yo, we left that shit there. You couldn't bring it on the plane with us. Yo, whoever had that Airbnb walked in and was like, "Merry fucking Christmas, bro." The amount of shit we left behind. We left it in the cabinet. Because it said on the bottom of the Airbnb, it said, we partake in that. So anything left over, you can leave it and that's fine. I'm like, well, they're happy. They're good they're probably good for the next month, depending on how much they smoke. But yeah, man. We'll see how that goes. Let's get to the show, man. Surprise! We actually started at 11 on the dot today.
Yeah, we've been starting pretty early.
Yeah.
Now.
Goal. That's goal achieved. Like they have in the top thing. We're gonna put that up there. But yeah, let's get to these topics.
All right, topic number one. It involves the Baltimore Ravens, and they're currently 1-3. They're going to face off against the Houston Texans, who are also 1-3. So it's a big game for both teams. Obviously, whoever loses that game, they're going to go 1-4, or it could be a tie. You never know with that. We saw it last week, unfortunately. Cesar. We know that very well for MVP picks. But so obviously, the big story is the Baltimore Ravens. Obviously, they came into the season as a Super Bowl contender, and the question is their season over? Now, you can list their injuries because they have a lot of injuries right now. So, Nnamdi Madubuike, he's on IR for the rest of the season with a neck injury. Chibuike Awuzie, he's out with a hamstring. Marlon Humphrey, he's out with a calf. Lamar Jackson, he's out with a hamstring. Emory Jones Jr., the tackle, he's out with a shoulder. Patrick Ricard, he's out with a calf. Roquan Smith, he's out with a hamstring. And Kyle Hamilton is questionable with a groin. So that's a lot of players that are out today for the Baltimore Ravens.
Wow.
And I'm just looking at I don't know how – I don't even know how they win the division. I think Pittsburgh's probably going to win the division by default. I'm not really impressed with Pittsburgh, but I feel like they're the more healthier team. Obviously, Cincinnati has Jake Browning. He has not looked good. And then you have the Browns. They're going to Dylan Gabriel. So even though their defense is very good, you're still relying on a rookie quarterback. So you got to count them out too. So I think by default, Pittsburgh is likely to win that AFC North. Now, in terms of the Baltimore Ravens season, can they get to 9-8, make it as a 7th seed in the AFC? Possibly. But I think in terms of any thoughts of them being a contender within the AFC is probably over. So that's how I look at it. I mean, all these injuries. Obviously, Ravens fans don't like John Harbaugh. This probably might be a perfect opportunity for your general manager, Eric DeCosta, to maybe say, hey, you know what? Maybe it's time to move on. Maybe we need to, retool a little bit. Not only the players, but the coaching staff as well. So that's how I look at it with the Ravens. Cesar, what are your thoughts on the situation with the Ravens right now, specifically their injury concerns?
The injuries are part of the problem, but let's not kid ourselves. That Ravens defense wasn't good even before the injuries. Like, remember, they're blowing leads and all this type of stuff. Derrick Henry was still fumbling even when they were still healthy. Lamar got sacked 7 times. Like, I get it. Like, yo, that Lions game was a true changing factor for me about how I feel about this Ravens team. But like I said, even if you get them back, what's really going to change about this team? You're still the same team that blew a 15-point lead to the Bills and lost to the Lions. And honestly, if shit doesn't change, Harbaugh got to go. You've been there too long, and I think you've hit the ceiling now. I think you've gone as far as you can with John Harbaugh. I think it's time for a different look. Maybe it's time for a different voice in that locker room. He's a good coach, but I just feel like he's been there too long and the tenure's there too long. Because now if Lamar doesn't win, it's like, yo, you're going into year 9 and there's no Super Bowl appearance. I gotta start looking at the coach. And you're not gonna want to pay all these people to come back either, because a lot of people are getting paid, and you're gonna have to start looking at some cuts. So Ravens fans, sorry, it is what it is. This season might be the changing season for you guys.
All right, Scott McGee, what are your thoughts on the Ravens' current situation?
That's a lot of injuries. And key players, too. So, can you blame them? Well, like as I said, when they had them, they weren't doing too great. So, I think for some reason, the Ravens have lost kind of their identity, because what they're known for is for hard running and for good defense. They're playing not good defense right now. And they're not even – not that the running is ineffective. They're not running it, which is weird. Like, you want to put the emphasis on Lamar's shoulders, right? But he's not a pocket quarterback. You can't have him throw 20, 30 times and somewhat be effective, because I've seen Lamar in big games or where he's inaccurate. You know what I mean? The more chance of him to be inaccurate, the more chance you're going to lose. If you got to cut him down to 20 to 25 attempts, that's where he should be at. And he has to be throwing off the RPO. He has to be throwing off the RPO. They're not even running it for them to be scared of the RPO. They're not even running it with him. I haven't seen him break a long run in all these weeks. He hasn't done anything on the ground. So what's that showing me is that they're trying to throw it more, and I think that's where they're faltering at. You're known for running. You got Derrick Henry. He had an amazing year last year. He still, I think he had one game where he went crazy. I don't know. I was on the left trying to see if I could see him, but yeah, they you know. I'm just confused on why they're not running it with him. He had a good game one week. I said I forgot what week it was, but I don't know. It's confusing on what their game plan is this year. It's not looking too good. So Lamar being hurt, all these guys being hurt. Hopefully this is like a reset for them. They all sit down and talk and figure out what they got to do. My opinion, I'm not a fucking NFL coach, but go with what's effective. Like I don't understand. Like sometimes I don't know. I don't know if Lamar feels this way, but I'm assuming because you've been in positions where like the game plan is for you to throw. You know what I'm saying? The game plan is for you to throw heavy. And it's like, okay, you have to be incorporating that with the OC and the head coach because you're like, listen, I want to throw, I feel like I could do it. And it's like, dude, I understand you want to be Patrick Mahomes, you want to be Joe Montana, you want to be Peyton Manning and Tom Brady and held in that regard. But it doesn't matter as long as you get the job done. You know what I mean? As long as you get the job done, do it your way. That's gonna be. You don't think Patrick Mahomes wish you could break out the pocket and fucking run 30 yards and then do a spin move and cut this way and run 60 yards and dive in the end zone? Hell yeah, he wish he could do that, but he don't got that. So he works with what he has, and I think Lamar has to keep doing that. Just keep doing that. Just be you. Surround your offense with guys that fit that offense. It's cool. They got Zay Flowers. They got a couple people. They rely on the tight end, and right now Mark Andrews is getting older, and Zay Likely is just coming back from an injury to see, how that is when Likely gets healthy. But they don't have a big guy that can run, they can throw downfield. They got little guys that can cut little here and there and dump it off, and deep threats. But we'll see. But I'm not gonna count them out. It's a long season. What do they have in that division? They have the Bengals, the Steelers,
and the Browns.
The Browns.
Yeah, that's their only one too against the Browns. So
yeah, so I'm looking at it like it's a long season. I don't think the teams in the division are gonna break away from them so far away that they can't catch up. So we'll see.
Yeah, to your point, and there was I wasn't able to watch the Kansas City game, but there was a big point in the game. There was a 4-for-1 in the second quarter where they took Derrick Henry out of the game. So that just allowed Kansas City to just blitz, and they did, and they got the fourth down stop. So yeah, I don't know what they're doing offensively. I think there needs to be a better balance there. So
yeah, I saw a stat too. It said the Ravens, when they run heavy on first and second down, they gain the 6th most yards in the NFL, right? They're ranked 6th. But they're running it the fewest on first and second down. So they're like number 30 or some shit like that. So, that goes to show like the running is effective when you do it. You're just choosing not to do it. Why? Lamar wants to be Patrick Mahomes, Joe Montana, all that shit. Bro, be you. Win it your way so that when you win, look at Jalen Hurts. He don't give a shit. Oh, you didn't throw it. Oh, what was that shit in the KC game? You didn't even have 100 yards. We won, bro. I don't give a fuck. We won. Great. You got to have that mentality. Jalen Hurts is top 5 right now. Definitely in the NFL because his winning intangibles are probably behind Patrick Mahomes. You say Mahomes doing it longer, so I say Mahomes is 1, but he's 2. His winning intangibles is crazy. And he's a triple threat. You got to look at that. There's times that he's there. The game's tight. 27. In the third and fourth quarter, he had only 2 rushes. He'll break out a rush right there. Oh, we're in trouble? Bam! Run 20 yards. You're like, fuck, I can't. So the winning intangibles is crazy. Be like that, man. Just no matter what it takes to win the game. You just do it. If you're effective running it, just keep running it. So
That's all you can do.
yeah.
I was supposed to say that.
Also,
Anything to add? Because
um,
you went in and out for a bit.
yeah. I was trying to sign in through the steering guard, but it is what it is. But like, the Ravens are just a really weird team to me right now because they're kind of in a very weird position. Like, remember, this is supposed to be a breakout year for them, and now you're 1-3, injuries. Lamar's out. Like, because the Ravens sometimes they'll start off slow and then they'll pick up towards the end of the season. It's like you really want to do that again. Like that's the play to win those last 5 games. I just don't think that's enough anymore. I agree. You might. I think they've lost their identity. I think you might have to move on from this coaching staff. I just think it's time to move on because like you got to think about it. Zay Flowers still has not produced the way you thought he was. A lot of these Isaiah Likely, it's just like they're all kind of just there. They're good pieces, but they haven't taken that step to be. Zay Flowers is not a number one receiver anywhere. You're not putting Zay Flowers as a number
You
one
have
receiver. Like,
you have to like see now as the decline of Mark Andrews goes down, you see Lamar's kind of going down because Mark Andrews plays that up the middle game, and that's great for the RPO because all you gotta do is fake it, that everybody stays stiff. Mark Andrews straight ahead. Shoot. The hardest part is the quarterback is throwing outside the numbers.
Yep.
So now, as I said, if Likely comes in, hopefully he gets healthy and then he becomes healthy the same time around Lamar Jackson gets healthy. I think Isaiah Likely is a fucking great player. I think he's a big guy. He's pretty quick. He's a mismatch for the linebackers. He's faster than them. He's taller than all the quarterbacks. You could throw to him, float to him in the end zone. I think he's a great player. I think they just have to make the transition. Run the ball more, make the transition, make Mark Andrews the number 2 tight end, make him number 1. Now you have a big target to go through, so a nice fast player. Zay Flowers is meant for the little zigzag shit. A little 8-yard dump, and he's taking it another 15 yards. He's there for the yak. He's there that, all of a sudden, RPO, boom. Isaiah Likely, okay, he's 30 yards down the field. You fucking bomb it 30, 40 yards, 40-yard play. Yep. So there's ways to get the offense going because Lamar's really that talented. He's that good. You know what I mean? He's generational talent. So you just got to, stay on what he's talented at. Don't veer off it. If he's one of the first quarterbacks to fucking win the championship throwing for 150 yards, but he ran for 170 and had 3 touchdowns, great. Yep. So what you did throw for 300 yards? You won.
So that's all you need to do.
Yeah. Yeah. So what's the next?
We'll see what happens with the Ravens. Obviously, big game today. We'll see how that plays out.
Whoa. I was gonna add.
Oh, you are.
This might not be the test that they need because remember, because they're facing the Texans, right?
Yeah.
You also have C.J. Stroud pretty much admitting he's an older 23-year-old. I've never heard that saying before.
He's been saying a lot of weird stuff.
Bro, I don't know what happened. You know what? I don't want to say what it is, but I'm leaving it alone. You already know what I'm talking about offline. But how are you saying, yo, I don't feel like I'm like, yo, dog, you've only been in the league 3 years. Those type of sayings, if I'm a GM, I'm looking at you crazy right now. Like, I'm going to give you a year. I'm going to give you a grace period. If you don't set this shit up, you got to start looking. Because C.J. Stroud has really only had one good year.
Yeah.
He's only had one good year. And now he's saying that, and you're up against a Ravens team that's faltering. Instead of you being like, yo, let's go, y'all feel as I was like, okay, that's y'all guy. That's y'all guy. I ain't got nothing to say about that. So I'm not going to put them MVP picks, but I wouldn't be surprised if the Ravens found a way to win that game against Texas just because your leader, your quarterback saying all that type of stupid shit.
And remember, Cooper Rush, he's shown you in the past he could come in and play well. So
a lot of
to get him as a backup.
A lot of defensive injuries, though. I know there was any defensive injuries because here's the thing with the Ravens defense: like they're not trash. The weird part they've been playing trash is because who they played? They played the Bills,
the Lions,
and the Chiefs. Dude,
Chiefs, yep.
Those are 3 great fucking offenses. Yep. You know what I mean? So that's part of it. It's hard to stop those offenses. So, but the injuries, man, it's crazy. If they had all their players healthy, then I would say this game could be real tight. But it looks like the Texans found a guy, Woody Marks. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Woody Marks is their guy right now.
You know, Nico Collins is there. Christian Kirk is back healthy. You know, they got Dalton Schultz. You know, the O-line sucks, but, you know, they won last week. You know, who they played? The Titans, right? You know, it's the Titans, so we'll see. But, you know, I don't know. It's going to be a tight game, though, I think. It's going to be a tough game. And the Texas defense aren't trash.
Nope.
Texas
Yeah,
defense
they've been solid. They've been solid, yeah.
Yeah, so it should be a tight game. We'll see.
All right, we'll see how. But like I said, we'll see how it plays out. Obviously, long season, as a Scumbag said, so we'll see how that plays out for the Ravens this week and for the rest of the season. All right, our second topic actually germinated from our group chat yesterday. Obviously, Bill Belichick's time in USC has not gone well so far. A very, very bad loss to Clemson. They got blown out. The fans left in the second quarter. I saw it was bad.
Yeah.
And obviously, my opinion, I don't think Bill Belichick is staying past this season. It didn't work. That's how I look at it. Bill just hired too many of his cronies. Obviously, the girlfriend, there's issues there. It just feels like Bill. I think Bill wanted to see if he could still coach at a high level, and I just think time is passing by, and I think that's how I look at the UNC tenure. Just passing by. He's in college. College is a lot different than the pros. You have to do all the recruiting, all this other stuff, you know, boosters, all that stuff. And I just don't think Bill was up to it at this point in his age, in his life. But that's not the real part of the topic. The real part of the topic, and I'll let Scumbag go, is what are your thoughts of Bill Belichick as a head coach overall? And Scumbag had a lot of hot takes, so I'll let him take the floor on that one.
Hold on. Let me see. I just want to get the correct number here. So Bill Belichick with Tom Brady has a 76.769 winning percentage. Without Tom Brady, a .456 winning percentage. He's been coaching since he had the Browns. He had the Patriots for a little bit. Took over for Bill. Oh no, he was in the Jets. That was that whole controversy. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So he bounced from the Jets to the Patriots. But he wasn't winning then. And here's the thing why I think is quickly tied in to Tom Brady's success, because when Tom Brady got in the field, he won off the rip. That's why he got the job from Drew Bledsoe. Soon as Tom Brady took the field, he was winning. There wasn't a period in the Patriots' history where Tom Brady was losing. You know what I'm saying? That's why I think it's more Bill Belichick's success is more tied into Tom Brady's. Because we didn't see Tom Brady. We saw Tom Brady bad one year, and that was his last year there when they got their ass whipped by the Titans in the playoffs. There was the other times they've lost. They lost to Peyton Manning. They had a great season. I think they won a division every fucking year Tom Brady played.
Yeah, don't remind me of that.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So, I think Bill is the greatest defensive coordinator ever. He's number one. He was the one that drew up the defense for the Giants when they upset the Bills. The Bills back then, if y'all don't want to do your history, they were the fucking Indianapolis Colts. They had they were like equivalent to the Cowboys talent-wise with the big three. Andre Reed was a beast. Jim Kelly was a beast. Thurman Thompson was a beast. They had players. Like, so he drew up that defense to stop that offense. He stopped the fucking greatest show on turf.
Mm-hmm.
All right. He stopped
there's rumors that they might have been, videotaping them. So
listen,
if you ain't cheating, you not winning, bro.
I'm just saying.
You play with the ball, you get the horns.
I don't really like. I kind of rate that a little bit. I don't think it's that big of a deal. Mm-hmm. You still need the players to win. Like Michael Irvin says, hey, they knew I was going to run the slant, and they couldn't stop it. So that's how I look at that.
Exactly. They were just mad because he was actually good at it. They were doing what he was doing, but he was doing better at it. So they're like, oh, come on, get the fuck out of here. Corny. But anywho's. But, and after Brady left, it proved it again. Brady won with the Bucks, went to a whole new team. Granted, they had talented players. You know, they were kind of stacked. All they needed was a quarterback.
Yeah,
And
Jameis wasn't going to get them Super Bowl.
Yeah, and Tom Brady wasn't, Tom Brady wasn't was it in New England no more, and he drafted Mac Jones. You know, I felt like I don't think Mac Jones was a Bill Belichick quarterback. You know what I mean? Like,
No.
I don't get why he drafted him. You know what I mean? But he did.
I think because Saban was his guy, and Saban probably gave him a good word about him.
I guess. I don't know. But, you know, and granted, you know, he built the culture, you know, the culture over there that Tom Brady took on, the mantle, but it's the same shit when you do with anybody who wins, right? So Jordan is tied into Phil's success, and Phil's tied into Jordan's success. They both are, because Phil created the triangle, and Jordan was the best player in the history of the game running the triangle. So it was insane. It's like lightning in a bottle. It's like I was watching an interview with Martin, and they were like, "Oh, would you ever do like a reunion show with all the cast?" He was like, "I'll never do it because Tommy's not here no more." And he was like, "Listen, sometimes in life you can catch lightning in a bottle, and then you just gotta kind of leave it there. Like you can't recreate that. You know what I mean?" And this was just another instance of lightning getting caught in the bottle. You had one of the greatest defensive coaches, right? Bringing in this culture, right? And I'm gonna give you another example of kind of a Bill Belichick, Tom Brady example. You create this culture, but you need someone to help run the culture, especially a player. When Bill Belichick is like, listen, gets on Edelman, you know, Edelman takes it because Tom Brady takes it. Tom Brady's the man with the model wife. Tom Brady's the one taking the pay cut. Tom Brady's taking the one getting yelled at. When they lose, Tom Brady takes it. The Flakegate, Tom Brady got suspended. Tom Brady took all of it on, bro. That's a lot of shit that a lot of teams wouldn't be able to make it through without a leader like Tom Brady. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna give you another example. I'll say another sport. Greg Popovich, Tim Duncan. Well, what was Popovich doing before Tim Duncan? What did Popovich do after Tim Duncan? You know what I'm saying? Because he's the leader. You create this crazy culture where no one's above reproach. I'm gonna get on Tim Duncan and I get on fucking Patty Mills. You know what I mean? And Tim Duncan has to be the one to be like, all right, this is what we're doing. If Tim Duncan's rebelling, going, nah, fuck that, he's the leader of the team. We've seen that numerous times in the NBA. The team crumbles. You know?
Yeah,
so
we're Nets fans. Me and Saints out Nets fans. We know it quite too well.
You had the inmates running the asylum. Kyrie wasn't ready for that. Durant wasn't ready for that.
Mm-hmm.
And what happened? The team imploded. You know what I mean? So that's what I see. Now, I'm not taking nothing from Bill Belichick. Like I said, great defensive mind. I'm sure him and Tom Brady, the hours of film, and he's like, listen, if I'm playing you, you know, I will do this. So beware of them doing that. Tom's okay, cool, boom. You know, he helped a lot, but I think what ended it all, right, is Tom Brady won without Bill. He went to Tampa Bay, he got a chip, and I think, bro, Tom Brady's been on that ride since, bro. I'll be honest. Since he won that chip in the Bucks, we've seen a funnier, more loose, a more chill, way more friendly Tom Brady. Dude's doing fucking streams with fucking Speed. I show Speed, bringing him to his house, like doing all this shit. Like, so, hey man, he proved it. Bill hasn't proved it. What? You can't. You got ran out of New England. You were a free agent. Nobody wanted you. Not one NFL team wanted to hire you. Then you go to college and you're getting your ass whipped. You're getting trashed. Not even close. You're too old to be driving around on the road, meeting these moms and dads and fucking trying to relate to these kids. These kids doing TikTok dances and they streaming on Twitch and they fucking, you know, playing PS5 and all this shit. Bill doesn't know what the fuck that is. He can't even handle a 25-year-old chick. She's running him. You're going to handle a 25-year-old grown man? You can't handle a 25-year-old, 125-pound woman? You're going to handle a 300-pound Grown ass kid. Cut it out, bro. Bill, you need to wake up, bro. Go, just you made your money, you made your legacy. I would quit. I'll be honest. Listen, it didn't work out. It is what it is. Sorry. Here's the money back. Maybe I'll get half the money back. So that I'll be like, here's half the
Well, I
money
heard
back.
that his buyout isn't that bad, so I think
Okay.
they could probably get out of it pretty easily. So
Yeah. So whatever. But that's it. Go live your life with your girlfriend. She'll be around for another 2-3 years. Then she'll leave. Go live that life, bro. Get another one. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. But football is done. It's out. It's over. I don't even think people watch you. I mean, I don't know. Bill has loosened up since he's kind of like.
yeah, I think he can do TV. He could probably do TV.
He could probably do TV.
Yeah.
Hey, you never know. You could become a consultant somewhere.
Nah, I think the Eagles too big for that.
Yeah, but you never know. You want to just be around the game and be on the field and just be around. People do it for that. Well,
all right, Saints, you're the Patriots fan here, so I'll let you respond to Scumbag's comments there.
You got nothing. Yeah, I covered all grounds. He got nothing. He got no rebuttal. He's befuddled. Look at him. He's befuddled.
I'm not befuddled. I'm not befuddled. Before I respond to my compadre here, I first have to talk to that 25-year-old vixen that is tied around Bill Belichick's neck, bro. Like, first of all, listen. There's ever anything that is the downfall to man.
Yeah.
Man, not mankind. It is a woman. And you are seeing it right now.
The story of the first two people ever in the history of the world. The downfall wasn't what it's telling you. This is the first two people. I'm not trying to diss women. I'm not. I'm saying
we're not saying that. Yeah.
We're saying that you could meet a woman, and if she doesn't have your best interest, she'll be your downfall. That's what we're saying.
We go to this example all the time. Jimmy Johnson was married to that woman. He divorced her because he said, I gotta focus on fucking football. Guys, listen, if you want to focus, sometimes you gotta say, hey, I don't need you right now. As much as I don't like Skip has told his wife plenty of times, I will never choose you over the game. Dogs, sometimes it gotta be like that. You gotta focus in. You gotta lock in. And Bill right now is not locked the fuck in. His man this man looks like an old grandpa on the field. I mean, bro, go home. Your shirt's not ironed. Like the sleeves don't even right.
You ever seen what's that grandpa movie? Robert De Niro and what's that kid? That kid from the High School Musical shit. Zac Efron.
I think I know you.
I don't remember the name of the movie. Yeah, I remember.
That's how Bill Belichick acted. If you go watch that movie, and Bill Belichick acted like Robert De Niro, bro, on some real shit, trying to run an organization.
That's what I'm trying. Like, you can't do that right now. Like, you got her all in. Like, dog, this is not the same Bill who was answering questions with one word answers. This is not the same Bill, and it hurts my heart seeing this man like that. It hurts my heart seeing this man like that. I've had my problems with Bill Belichick for years, but to see his decline go the way it is right now, it's crazy. But to Scumbag McGee's point, I'll say 2 words. Matt Castle. Bill won with Matt Castle. 11 games. Remember, Tom Brady got hurt that season. He tore his whole ACL. He won with Matt Castle. 11 games. They didn't make the playoffs because of that stupid ass. What was it? The 3 teams were tied with the 11-5 record and shit like that.
Tiebreaker. Yeah, tiebreaker.
So exactly. And then even with the Mac Jones, y'all
would have lost in the playoffs with Matt Castle though. Matt Castle would have been
fair. But I agree with that. But I'm saying to win 11 games with a quarterback like Matt Castle, I gotta give him his praise. And even with Mac Jones, remember, we were leading the AFC East. What was it? 9-3. We went to Buffalo and we beat them. At Buffalo, we went there and beat them. I'm not trying to say Bill doesn't have his problems, but to me, putting him in defensive coordinator, I think it just kind of limits him and you put him in a box. I agree, greatest offensive coordinator of all time, but he's shown me times where it's like, okay, a regular coach couldn't do that. Like if he was a offensive coordinator, they wouldn't be able to do it. You could not put Steve Spagnuolo or all and win that type of game. So when he did that, I was like, oh,
Spags is. I think Spags is too. I'll be honest.
yeah.
As a D
Spags
coordinator,
doesn't get another coaching job though. So
No.
Let's say as a straight D coordinator, Spags is number 2. He shut down Tom Brady.
No, I agree. That's fair. But all I'm trying to say is with the Bill and Tom thing, I always give Tom 60%. I give Bill 40%. Because Bill still had to get that team ready, the defense ready, lead those players. He got Rob Gronkowski to calm the fuck down. I mean, Rob's just wild right now. Rob's wild. But when he was on the pitch, he's like, yo, focus in on the game. And Rob's smart as shit. Like, every interview I hear about him, they're like, yo, Rob knows the fucking game.
Here's the thing. Like, Bill let Rob be Rob.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, everybody else had a tight leash, but Rob had a very long leash.
He probably saw something in practice. Like, yo, I can't yell at you like that.
No, Rob was real. I think I saw an interview. Rob was real with him. Rob was like, dude, I'm just crazy. For me to feel normal, I have to do this crazy shit off the field.
Yep.
But when I'm on the field, I'm gonna lock in. I'm gonna fucking watch the film. I'm gonna do all the right things to do. But off the field, I have to do this.
Yeah, let me be crazy.
Yeah, and that's where Bill was like, as the head coach, you have to do shit like that sometimes. Like,
I think you learned that from Parcells. Like, everybody thinks Parcells is hard ass, but if you listen to a lot of players, they say, hey, he had a fatherly side to him. I think the same thing. You hear the same story about Bill too. So he learned that from Parcells. He's not as a hard ass all the time as people think he is. So
look at
what Parcells let LT get away with.
Oh my God, he let him get away with cocaine and murder, bro. Like, it was just let that motherfucker do anything he wants. Yeah. But the problem with Bill now, the problem with Bill got later on is hubris and pride and ego, bro. Yeah. I'm like, dog, you cannot, you can't talk to these players. You can't. Then you kind of almost ruined Mac Jones. Like, I blame him for Mac Jones' tenure in the Patriots, all on Bill. You're getting him Matt Patricia. You're getting him
Joe Judge.
Good Lord, bro. But now you see Mac Jones when he's with an actual offensive coordinator, he's not half bad. Yeah. It's to the point where 49ers fans are like, if Freddie don't come back, we can ride with Mac Jones for a little bit. That's what you needed to do, and Bill never got out of that. And everything right now is just a challenge to his ego. Like, I'm gonna take the coaching job, the college coaching job to see that I can win. It's like, dog, that's not you. Sometimes it's okay. Like, scumbag, you see, walk away, bro. He's funny. Go do something else. But the football thing has just kind of passed you by because the difference between him and Saban adjusted. Bill hasn't. And that's the final thing I have to say about it.
Look at all the good coaches in college right now. Kirby Smart, Dan Lannon, all these people. They're from Saban. They were in Alabama.
Saban tree. Yep.
And that's what Bill didn't do. Bill didn't hire young people. He just hired the same old cronies like Josh McDaniels, like Matt Patricia, Joe Judge, all these people. And that's the problem here with the UNC. Look at the staff. It's all his cronies or people that he knows. It's not
his weird ass son.
Yeah.
If I have to see that dude on the sideline flicking his tongue one more time, bro, I'm gonna call the cops because that is borderline ridiculousness, bro. Like, yo, all the time, every one of his hires is just his people, bro. And the thing is, none of Bill's people have ever worked. None of Bill's people have ever worked outside of Bill's tree. That's kind of on him too. Like, if I'm gonna put stuff on your coaching hires are just as bad as some of your coaching jobs. So I agree, but good Lord, Bill, get it together. Lead that woman, bro. Lead that woman. Lead that 25-year-old person, bro.
You had like two good points with the record of Matt Castle and Mac Jones, right? He had a record, but you said more negative things than positive things, and you said Tom Brady is 60-40, so.
Yeah, I gave him. I always give Bill 40%. I always give 40%.
I'll give the same percentage, 60-40. You know, but like I said, man, it's too much to me. What's in black and white is he took off when he had Tom, and then he had.
But could you say that for every coach? What great coach has won without great players?
No. What I'm saying is how much they won. you know how much he won with him. 7 rings is crazy.
Mhm.
You know, that's a testament to them, you know, working together because it was like the greatest D coordinator with the greatest quarterback of all time. That's why they won 7 rings. Like Phil Jackson, one of the greatest coaches ever, with the greatest player ever. They won 6 rings. You know.
Yeah.
So I like Bill would have Bill won a ring without Tom Brady that whole time? Maybe. You know, I don't know.
Same thing with Tom Brady. Could we
Yeah.
put Tom Brady in any other franchise? Would he have 6 Super Bowls either? Like, for example, what if the Chargers went to the Chargers? Would he win 6 Super Bowls with the Chargers? Probably not.
But he won one without Bill. That's all that matters. That's it. He shut him up. I know Bill was home like this motherfucker, and Bill's still chasing that. Like, oh look, I can win without Tom. That's why he's trying to stay this long on it. He's trying to prove he still got it, and it's like, dude, sorry, brother, you got you got exposed. It's over.
The only reason I don't completely agree is because I don't think there's a coach that can win without a great player, especially in football. Like you can say, Joe Gibbs probably is the only example because Joe Gibbs, all the quarterbacks he won weren't Hall of Famers. So Joe Gibbs is only the real example of a great coach that won without a great quarterback. But everybody else, they had to have the quarterback to win. And even Tom Brady himself said you
need Hall of Fame players regardless because you know Trent Dilfer wasn't shit. You know what I mean? They won.
It's just a great team.
Brad Johnson,
but they had Hall of Famers on defense. They had Ray Lewis. They had
Same thing with the Buccaneers the next couple years later.
Yeah, Brad Johnson. You know when the Bears won with Jim McMahon. You know, but those are the time when defenses could win you a championship. Not so much no more. But yeah, you always need you know, I don't. I'll be honest. I'm a Giants fan. I don't think Eli was all that. I don't know.
He was great when he had to be though.
He was, but yeah, that was weird when he would just had those. It was really 2 playoff runs. That's
why he's gonna get to the Hall of Fame.
He went bananas.
Why isn't?
And you look at the numbers for those 2 playoff runs. You're like, they're very crazy. You're like, what the fuck? This is like better than John Elway. This is better than Denver. It's better than all of them. Yeah. You know, so I don't know. I it's they call lightning in a bottle. I think, you know, 60-40. I got a 60-40. But yeah.
Yeah, and my last point would be is Tom Brady wasn't the hurt history. He talked about how like the structure, how when he got there, his QB coach showed him, hey, these are the coverages the defense are in, and this is how our personnel is going to match up with them. What and all the situations and how you have to learn where this receiver is, and all that stuff. And he also talked about how he was in the defensive meetings. See all that stuff, all the infrastructure, all that stuff that he learned in those early years, it really helped him become the quarterback that he became. And he was making the point would say, hey, what teams are doing that? A lot of teams aren't probably doing that. So he became that because of that infrastructure. And other teams probably aren't doing that. So I think you have to say, hey, yeah, Tom Brady became Tom Brady, but obviously Bill Belichick had a hand in that. So that's how I look at it.
What was that shit Young Thug said? It's like, man, I created you. Well, I didn't create you. God did, but I helped.
I helped mold you. Yeah.
But yeah, man. All right, we at 11:44. Not too bad.
All right, we're gonna go to our MVP picks. I'll start first. The first pick I picked was the Thursday night game between the Rams and the 49ers. This is the second time I picked the Rams, and I thought they had it, and then they blow it. I'm just like, really?
You need to stop picking the Rams, bro.
Yeah, I do. I mean, the Eagles game, obviously, they had a big lead. They blew it. This game, they had multiple opportunities to put the 49ers away in the fourth and overtime. They didn't do it. So, tough one on that one. My second pick, I have the Eagles over the Broncos. Look, obviously, the Philadelphia Eagles, right now they're playing the Chiefs were last year. They're winning games, even though they're not looking impressive. Now let's talk about the receivers, A.J. Brown.
Coming to the Patriots.
Smith, they're complaining about their touches. So, obviously, that's a big story going on in Philadelphia right now. The offensive coordinator, Bertullo, he's being criticized heavily in terms of how the offense has looked so far this season. But at the end of the day, they're winning games. So, despite all these issues, they're winning games. And that just shows you the reigning champions. They're showing you why they're the reigning champions. As this comeback said in our earlier topic about Jalen Hurts, He just has that intangible to win the games, and he's been doing that. And right now, Denver, obviously, a lot of people are high on them. They haven't shown it. Defensively, they've shown it, but Bo Nix has shown you, maybe you're not as good as some people thought you were, and maybe it's you probably reached your ceiling as a quarterback. So that's my second MVP pick. My third MVP pick, I have the Cowboys over the Jets. Cowboys, their offense looks great. Like that's one thing you can say. Dak looks as good as he's looked in his entire career. This is without CeeDee Lamb, so so their offenses look real good. The Jets, I mean they've played. I wouldn't say they played bad, but it's like they're not playing smart football, turning the ball over, a lot of penalties. Justin Fields is I don't see it with Justin Fields. It just doesn't look like he looks natural as a quarterback, and I think that's a big issue with him. It just doesn't seem natural. He can run the ball, he can run, he can scramble, but in terms of actually throwing the ball from the pocket, he just doesn't look comfortable in it. So
it's gonna be a high score. It's gonna be a high scoring game.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be a high scoring game, but I think the Cowboys have more of the offense than the Jets do. So that's why I picked the Cowboys over the Jets. My last MVP pick, I have Detroit over Cincinnati. And that's won the 25 games. It's pretty simple. The Bengals have Jake Brown as a quarterback. Their offensive line is not good. And the Lions have really started to really play well. And I think they'll put that game away pretty quickly, in my opinion. So that's my MVP picks. Scumbag McGee, what are your MVP picks?
All right. I got Indianapolis over the Raiders. Raiders, I don't know what Geno Smith's doing, bro. He's out there looking crazy. He's looking like the bus from fucking the Jets. And they thought he was gonna be like decent. He's been bad. I don't know how big his contract is, but I know it was multi-year, so I don't know what they're doing with that. And Indianapolis has actually been a solid team. What are they, 3-1 right now, I think?
Yeah. You could have made a case that they should have won last week. A couple of mistakes here and there.
By their receiver.
A.D. Mitchell freaking fumbles the ball at the 1 yard line. What the hell was that?
And then he has a blocking back penalty when a blocking when the running back went in for a touchdown. They got called back.
Terrible. Anyways, but yeah, they've been pretty good. Jonathan Taylor's looking crazy. Dan Jones looking good. Michael Pittman looks like he's back to all-star form. So I got the Colts there. Kansas City and Jacksonville. Surprisingly, I think this is going to probably be a better game than people think. I think Jacksonville, definitely their offense has gotten better under the new head coach. So I think it's going to be a closer game than people think. But in the end, the Chiefs still got Spags as their coordinator. The defense is still going to make the stops necessary enough for the Chiefs to win the game. And I think the Chiefs offense now, you got Xavier Worthy back. That's a big deal. The issue is not Patrick Mahomes. We're not asking that. Is that their receiver room has to get healthy. They haven't been healthy in 2-3 years. You know what I mean? The guys playing with 4th, 5th string wide receivers going to the fucking Super Bowl. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So if they get Xavier Worthy back, which they do, Kelsey could spot here and there. You get a healthy Marquise Brown, Hollywood Brown, and then you get Rashee Rice back. That's a formidable offense right there. You know what I mean? And people are really sleeping on Rashee Rice. Like, I dropped him in fantasy. I'm waiting the 7 weeks. Like, I don't give a fuck. It was 8th round. I'm like, I don't give a shit. Like, I'll wait the 7 weeks because the dude's a beast. You know what I mean? So when he comes back, you're gonna see actually a big change. You're gonna actually be surprised. Because you gotta remember, Rashee Rice got hurt 4th week last year? Like towards ACL, the 4th week. Bro, I had him in fantasy last year too. I drafted him 5th round. 3 weeks in a row, he was slaughtering it. I think the week 3 he had 29 points. He had 12 catches, 150 yards, and a touchdown, some wild shit like that. You know what I mean? So you guys haven't seen what he could actually do. Hopefully the injury hasn't hurt him. You know what I mean? But I think Casey's back there, so they'll keep winning even after this week. I got Buffalo over New England. I think it's going to be a good game, division game. You know what I mean? Whenever it's a division game, it's going to be a tough game. I just think Josh Allen right now is the best player in the NFL right now. You know what I'm saying? He has the offense in a grip. He's very unselfish. He'll throw to any receiver who's open. He don't give a shit. If it has to be a game that is running and he has to throw for 150 yards, he's okay with that too. You know what I mean? He's another one like Jalen Hurts. Like he's starting to get it, and for someone that talented to start getting it, he's in the groove right now. Won the MVP last year. Fortunately, didn't get past Mahomes again. You know what I mean? So, but I still think that they take this division this year, and I still think New England has a ways to go before they beat a team like Buffalo. I think by 10 points they'll win. What's the spread? Anybody know the spread?
Let me see.
All right. Let's get that. And I'll go to the next one. I got the Chargers over Washington. This was the toughest game to me to pick. I was gonna pick an easy game, but I was like, you know what? Fuck that. No risk it, no biscuit. All right. So I got the Chargers over Washington. I know it's gonna be a tough game because that's one of the games that's a toss up. You know what I mean? But me, I'm choosing the Chargers because Terry McLaurin's out. They got Debo, understandably. But Jaden Daniels is just coming back from his injury. They lost Austin Eckler. You know what I mean? They have an old ass Zach Ertz. So I don't know. They even when Jaden Daniels was playing, they didn't look like the offense from last year. You know what I mean? McLaurin held out so long. They didn't fucking have no training camp. You know what I mean? So now you're coming in not in shape, and guess what he has? A soft tissue injury.
There you go.
You know what I mean? So I think they're a little bit. They're right now, and the Chargers came off that loss to the Giants last week. They're fucking pissed. You know what I mean?
They lost their top offensive lineman though, Joe Alt. Though, is that a concern?
I think no. I like Harbaugh. I think Harbaugh's a really good coach. You know what I mean? He'll figure out a way. Herbert, I don't know what happened last week. He kind of took a step back after looking awesome the first 3 weeks. And I think this is a team that John Harbaugh has with pride. You know what I mean? Like they really are ran by their defense. Like Derwin James, and that defense is really a top 5 defense in the NFL right now. So if they get going and they get a couple sacks and Derwin James made a couple plays, the offense will feed off that. So I think that's why they'll win.
Oh yeah, the spread is 8.5 points. They got the Bills winning by 8.5 points. So pretty much 9.
So yeah, I said 10, that they'll win by 10. So I guess take the points, right?
You could. Yeah, that'll be part of the PGN bets. Take the points.
Yeah.
So
yeah, that's it.
Well, for me, I got the Colts over the Raiders. I'm with Scumbag McGee. I think the Colts are just a better team. Raiders really haven't put it together, and Brock Bowers is out. That's not going to look too good for that Raiders team. I'm going with the money line, which is negative 360. I got the Eagles over the Broncos. I just think people just have more film on Bo Nix now. That 1 year thing was good, but it's like we always said, the league finds a way to catch up to you. And they caught up to Bo Nix immediately. I think since like game 1. I don't think he's had really a good year so far. If I'm not being mistaken, like
the Bengals game, he kind of.
But
killed
that's the Bengals. Bengals all defenses.
He was decent in the indie game, I think too.
But I think he what was it? He
was decent. He was decent in the close. He hasn't been like last year. Like he kind of like he went crazy last year.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like the league just like kind of caught up.
But he I don't know. We'll see. He was inaccurate. What was that game? The game they lost to the Chargers. He he overthrew Melvin Mims twice.
Mm-hmm.
The sun was wide open. Overthrew it.
See? Right then and there.
He has to fix that. I think he'll be all right.
And I'm choosing the Seahawks over Buccaneers game, a game that me and Scumbag will actually be watching live on AssistTV.com.
You can't watch it, Kofi? The 4 o'clock game?
I got something to do. That's why.
Yeah, he said he's busy. I think the Seahawks at home have just been a different team.
My bad. Hold on. It's gonna be a hard game to watch because the Yankees play at 4 too.
Oh yeah.
We'll see. We'll see. Go ahead. My bad. Go ahead.
No, that's all right.
You said 15 minutes, right? You guys doing it for 15 minutes?
Just do 15 minutes. Let's do 15 minutes of it.
Oh, 15 minutes of it? Okay. I thought we're doing the whole game.
But you gotta watch. It doesn't matter. We can do the whole game in 15 minutes. We'll figure it out when it gets closer.
All right.
Sam Darnold, he looked like he got a chip on his shoulder, and he's playing really good. What is it? Smith and the big whatever his name is, the
Actually,
receiver.
Jigma.
Jigba.
Yeah.
Great, great. I forgot he was on that team. And then you have the running back.
Yeah.
Sam Darnold fell into another good position. How does this man keep falling into good situations for him? And see, sometimes it's not about how, because remember, we were calling him out when he left the Vikings. We were like, yo, Seahawks want to be a rebuild. Now Seahawks look like a good team. And I feel for the Bucks, they just have too many injuries. You lose Mike Evans, Bucky Irving's out. Like, it's just too much to overcome that on the road. I just I don't see them doing that. And my last team, I got, Lions over Bengals. It's just, you don't really need to explain that. Bengals are a mess. Zach Taylor should be fired after the season, honestly. Joe Burrow, you should start looking for another team. Like, I just think blow it all to hell and send Jamar Chase to the Patriots. So just, just throw the ball, bro. Like, fuck.
This guy.
That Bengals, like, you really are the
I thought you
Bengals,
went T.
bro.
Higgins, though.
He took the money. What do I want from him anymore, bro? Like, they're the Bungles. They're gonna find a way to bungle this. Like, yo, it's all right.
Yo, I don't know, bro. That team is in shambles.
You like, yo, they really are the Bungles, man.
Yeah, it's really crazy. It's really crazy. I don't know what to say about them, to be honest. It's just sad.
Yeah.
You can't say anything about them,
Yeah.
bro. Like, you have one of the best quarterbacks.
It's one of those stories right now in the NFL, like you know how you're on the highway, you just see a crash so bad you don't want to look at it.
Yes.
There's crashes you pass by and you're like, oh, what the hell's going on over there? And there's crashes like so bad you're like, I'm not even gonna look over there because I don't want to happen to glance at something I don't want to see. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
that's how bad that shit is over there. It's just like how you have all this talent and you just suck.
Absolutely.
I mean, Joe Burrow's hurt, so But I'm just saying.
But how do you keep getting him hurt? He's been hurt at least 3 out of his 4 seasons.
That O-line is. How do you not? I don't know. How do you have a bad O-line for 3-4 years? It's nuts. They gotta figure that out. You keep hurting your franchise quarterback.
That's why I said, Burrow, go somewhere else, bro. Go somewhere else.
Nah, he's locked in over there. It's a wrap.
No, bro. You gotta find, because if I stay over there, I'm only gonna play 7 seasons. I'm gonna play at least 10. I'm gonna play 7 seasons.
Yeah, you don't want him to end up like Andrew Luck.
Yeah.
God damn.
Yeah, that's true. Oh, it's his decision, his life.
Yeah.
He's gonna do it his way. It's his prerogative.
All right, those are MVP picks. Obviously, they're already up on social media. So when the week's done, I'll have a recap of that. And before we get to Pepper Takes, a word from our sponsor, Saint Za.
Once again, thank you for Nickel Pass for sponsoring us. Remember to download Nickel Pass today. Get rid of downloading all those newspaper apps where you can just download Nickel Pass starting at $20 right now, where you can get the Wall Street Journal, you can get the Boston Globe, you can get the New York Times all in one app. Download Nickel Pass today. It's a great website.
Word.
All right, we go to Pepper Takes. The first Pepper Take, obviously, we've been following this story since it first started. That is the Diddy trial. And now we know how long Diddy will be sentenced for. So on Friday, it was announced he was sentenced to 4 years conviction on 2 counts of transportation to engage in prostitution related to his former girlfriend, Cassie Ventura, and a victim who is, quote, Jane. Now, the prosecutors, they wanted a 20-year sentence for this case, but the defense, they only wanted no more than 14 months. So obviously the judge went halfway, and he decided to go with 4 years and over 2 months. So my reaction to this is, you know what? I mean, obviously, Diddy finally got his sentence. Now, some people probably wanted the full 20 years, but there wasn't. I don't think there was enough in terms of the other charges. Obviously, there was other charges that weren't proven to be the case. So yeah, Diddy, he's in jail right now, so he's gonna serve 4 years. He'll probably get out at 3, probably with good behavior. So regardless of when he gets out, he's not gonna have much of a career, honestly. So he pretty much is paid for his crimes, in my opinion. And hopefully for the victims like Cassie and some of the other people that were who had pens for Diddy in terms of some of the things he did. There's a lot of people that that Diddy he just tossed aside or hurt throughout his career. So hopefully for them they get some this is a good day for them. So those are my thoughts. Scumbag, what are your thoughts on Diddy being sentenced to 4 years in prison?
Lock him up and throw away the key. No, I'm joking. Um, I don't know. I think sometimes the sentence he got, or even just the scrutiny he's gotten in the court of law, right? It's it's kind of crazy, right, for what he's accused for. But what we've known he's actually done, like not what's in court, what he's being accused of, and all that shit. Like the man's just been a menace, bro. He needs to sit down somewhere. He needs to chill. Like he needs this. This is like a rehab. Like no drugs and you just no partying. Just sit the fuck down, bro. And Diddy has claimed to be someone in his later life. He's more in tune with his God, with his religion and God, and he changed his name to Brother Love and all this shit. This is what he's claiming. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Embrace it. If that's what you're claiming, embrace it. This is your chance to, you're in court. Your kids are freaking crying. They're gonna miss you. All this shit. You lived a life. You had enough fun, bro. I mean, we've heard all of your escapades. We've heard everything you've done. It's over,
Yeah,
man.
too many of them probably.
Over. It's over. Like, it's the same shit that happened with R. Kelly. Like R. Kelly got away with what he was doing for so long that he just kept doing it. And it's like, dude, you need to have a cutoff time. You knew you were coming into an era where people were watching that kind of shit more closely, and you didn't even have, the fucking willpower to cut it off then. You let it fucking fester to now you got into this era. Now look where you're at now. Same thing with Diddy. You know what I mean? Like, come on, man. We know he had all this stuff he did. He blew up Kid Cudi's car. He's fucking. We know he had some kind of hand in the whole Tupac and Biggie mess. You know what I mean? Like, just insane shit. Like all his artists say he stole their publishing and they try to buy it back and they go outside, the black car outside with two big black guys in tuxedos staring at them, following them around. They're like, what is going on here? Like all type of wild shit. He's smacking Cassie around the hotel room. Like, dude, I could name a million other things this man's done. You know what I mean? So he just needs to sit down somewhere. I think 4 years is fair. I don't know if they have parole for 2 years or I don't know. They didn't release that.
I didn't really look it up.
Yeah, I don't know. So, but if he does the 4 years, like he has to do the 4 years. Even 2 years, man. I know every day in there is probably fucking a fucking year. You know what I mean? So we'll see. We'll see when he gets out. He has to just transition to something. Pay the behind the scenes on shit. You know what I mean? Yeah. And just lay low and live with your family. And like you said, hey man, a real humble man's life, a man of God, a true man of God, lives a very quiet, humble life. You don't hear from them. They just chill with their family. And you got the money to do that. You got the money to just go somewhere, chill with your grandkids, and just chill, bro. Chill. That's it.
Diddy can't do that. He can't stop, won't stop. Like he just, yeah.
That was good. That was good.
Like it is what it is. But like with Diddy, like I just think all his stuff just came. It all there. Like let him just sit some time down. Sometimes you just need to sit your ass down somewhere, bro. Like Diddy, you've done so much stuff. All the stuff scumbag you just ran through, bro. Like you have been associated with it, or you have your name's been. It's just like, yo, dog. I think this is the best. Just 3 years without Diddy being out there, being the mob boss that he was, and then As soon as some stuff started coming, he turned his life to religion, which everyone seems to do nowadays. Yo, I'm gonna get, you know, what I'm gonna convert to religion, and but it doesn't erase all the bullshit that you did. Like, but it's neither here nor there. We're believing what you want, but like I just think he just needs time away from the stuff. Now you don't have to wear that black sheen. You actually look like an old man, not that polish that you had in your hair when you was out and stuff like that. Yo, he looks like a regular dude, and I'm glad that he finally looks like a regular dude. Cut it out, Diddy. I hope this 3 years, like Kobe said, you're probably gonna get out for good behavior. I hope this 3 years really calms you down. I really hope it calms you down. Bro. Like we forgot R. Kelly's in jail. Like, goddamn, bro. Like Cosby been out of jail for years. We don't even talk about him no more, bro. Like
Yeah,
I'm
he's smart.
telling
He's
you,
smart. He stays
yeah,
away.
that's what you need to do when you get out of here. Just stay out of the fucking way. Just they ask you about it. Yo, I ain't got too much on it. Go about your business, bro. Diddy, just learn in jail, bro. Just learn in jail. Maybe you'll become a Muslim. That's what you follow the trend anyway. So you good.
All right. Yeah, we'll see what plays out with Diddy these next few years. So obviously, we'll follow that. If there's any other updates on that, our last pepper take is Bad Bunny. Bad Bunny was announced as the Super Bowl halftime show act for the Super Bowl next year in Santa Clara. Obviously, Bad Bunny, he's a big star. A lot of people he has a huge fan
Hold
base.
up, hold
If
up,
you
hold
go
up,
to
hold up.
Spotify, he's probably one of the
Yo,
top.
Kofi, hold up, hold up. I gotta show y'all this. It's gonna be Diddy when he comes out of jail.
God.
It's rock bottom.
Oh, good
Get back
lord,
to it.
bro.
Get back to it. Can't
uh,
stop. Won't stop.
Stop.
Take that. Take that. Uh. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
you can't.
I was setting up for that, so I had to show it. Go ahead, Bad Bunny, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
As I was saying, Bad Bunny obviously one of the top streamed artists on Spotify. There's a big fan base that spends globally. So obviously the NFL they decided, you know what, and Jay-Z obviously he's running it with Live Nation. Decided that Bad Bunny will be the Super Bowl halftime act for next year's Super Bowl in Santa Clara. However, as you can expect, this country is right now, there's a certain demographic that aren't too happy about this. Specifically, the fact that most of his songs are in Spanish, so probably not going to understand what he's saying. And the fact of the matter is Bad Bunny obviously he was on tour recently. He did not go to any places in the USA because obviously what's going on with the ice. He didn't want his concerts to be rated by them. So that's another reason why that particular demographic is not happy with them. But my thoughts are the NFL doesn't care about that. They don't care about that because the Super Bowl. You have to understand the Super Bowl is not really. It's really everything but the football game itself at this point. The football game is just secondary at this point. It's everything else. It's commercials. It's Super Bowl halftime. It's the popular circumstance. That's what the Super Bowl is about at this point. So obviously, if you're the NFL, you want to get the biggest act worldwide, and see what the NFL's done. They want to become more of a global sport. They've accomplished everything they've accomplished in this country. You see what they're doing now. You see right now. There's a game right now in London. They're doing games in Brazil. There's gonna be a game in Australia next year. So obviously the NFL is thinking global. They're not thinking of this as just an American event. And you see the ratings. It's like 100 million people a year. How many of those people are really football fans? It's probably like 30% probably. So that's what they're looking at. And Bad Bunny's a big star. He's one of the big stars. I know a lot of people who are big fans of his, and I listen to some of his songs. They're pretty catchy. I wouldn't say I'm a big fan, but I expect what he does. So that's what my thoughts are. It's like Bad Bunny's he's one of the biggest stars in the world right now, and the NFL wants him, and he's gonna do a good job. And hey, I hope he sings every song in Spanish, pisses every single one of those people off. Look, and before I go to you guys, here are some of the Super Bowl halftime acts back in the late 2000s. In 2008, you had Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers. In 2009, you had Bruce Springsteen and the E Street Band. And in 2010, you had
Yeah.
the Who. We had to sit through that. And nothing against those acts. They're all accomplished musicians, but that doesn't piss us. So the NFL since then, they've really gone to more of the who's hot right now. So that's what they're doing, and that's my thoughts on it. Saints out. What are your thoughts on Bad Bunny as the Super Bowl halftime act?
I love every second of it. And I know I'm not going to say, we know the demographic that's mad. They wear a lot of trucker hats and they have glasses on. They wear the hats like that. But this nigga is neither here nor there. I hope he comes out in a traditional Puerto Rican outfit just to even piss them off even more, bro. Like, yo, just come out with everything, bro, man. Listen, one thing about Bad Bunny, and I don't know if you saw it, he started talking about it on SNL last night.
Yeah. I forgot to
I
mention that.
love, this is what I always say. You don't have to be mean about it, but you can joke about it, but we know you're still dissing them. And I love when people do stuff like that. It don't have to be showy, but he even said, yo, you have 4 months to learn what I'm saying. Yo, this Duolingo. Go download it today. Go learn something, bro. Like, for a lot of these fans who don't want, this is your chance to do it. But they're not going to do it because they're stuck in their ways. And then you prove his point. So this is why I love that what Bad Bunny's doing. Bad Bunny, shout out to you. They are saying, yo, he was in a dress. He was in all that. I was like, you know what? Do it even more. Piss them off even more. Because listen, at the end of the day, you the one mad. I'm not mad. You mad. Like what Cameron said? He's like, you mad. That's what it is. That's stay mad, bro. Stay mad. And y'all gonna keep getting pissed. Keep doing this. Listen, I love it. I love it. Shout out to the NFL. The No Fun League can have their little ways sometimes. And I love that Jay-Z was behind this. A black man was behind this. And I know they was pissed off about this shit. I love it. 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 I love it.
Yeah. All right, Scumbag, what are your thoughts on Bad Bunny as Super Bowl halftime act?
Bad Bunny is one of the biggest stars, so kind of makes sense. Ratings wise. We know last time they did this also when he was in. I think they were in Miami, and he did Jennifer Lopez and Shakira. So I think the first time he's picked the Spanish act. He's gone generally more the hip hop, urban route a lot of times. And this is what the NFL wanted when they got Jay-Z in the first place. They wanted his perspective and whoever else is part of that board into choosing a halftime act, because in reality, when that whole kneel down what happened, they lost a lot of Black and Spanish viewership. People don't know that information is not put out there like that, a lot. They lost like a 40-30%. It was a high number. I forgot what it was. It was a big view loss. And they brought in Jay, and people got mad at Jay. People who were fighting with Kaepernick, people who were on the front line got mad at Jay for kind of like, crossing the picket line type shit and working with them. And Jay-Z said in an interview, which, I tend to agree, is like, I think it's time to not make songs about it no more. It's not time to
we're done with that.
Keep kneeling. We're done with that. Now it's action time. We got them to listen. We took away our viewership. We lost money. Now this is the point of doing that, is now they come to the table. You know what I mean? We got them to the table. Now it's that time to be stubborn and be like, no, we're still. What do you want? You want to own the league? You know what I mean? Like, and they're coming to the table and giving you an olive branch and letting you run, the halftime show. Look at what it's come to. Jay-Z has chosen great acts. He's chosen acts that represent the community. And one thing Jay-Z does is Jay-Z is also, as he got later on in his career, not much early in his career, because during his Nas diss records, he was going, fuck out of here. We trying to kick knowledge. Like he really felt that way. Like he wasn't that type of guy, but as he got older, he's got the fucking haircut now. They have the fucking dreads, and he's become way more socially active. Why he's choosing this, because the whole ICE thing that's going on right now.
Yeah.
It's almost like a Gestapo kind of thing right now. That it's. I'm not saying it is. I know we're quick to run to those kind of comparisons, but watching it though and seeing how ICE is acting and seeing the people they're sending back, it's like, I remember Obama did this a lot, but I remember Obama did this a lot with criminals. You know what I mean? And this new regime, they're doing it to working class people. They're going to. It was in Belleville they were doing this. They had the ICE going to the high schools, asking kids like, "Oh, where does this like Spanish people like? Where they live? Going trying to go to the school and ask the school for addresses and all type of shit, which is like illegal. And the parents had to come down. It was a whole mess. And I'm like, dude, they're doing that all over the place. They're just walking around like, oh, what, you illegal? You illegal? Like, and it's sad. These people come from a place where, they got nothing to eat. You know what I mean? They come over here and they're working illegally, but they're stacking their bread. I don't know. I've never really seen a Mexican construction worker bother me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. It's a very scary time, and it's a low level feeling of how the German people watched, how Hitler treated the Jews. Like, this was the beginning, going door to door, taking them in, putting them in concentration camp. They're like, whoa, everybody stood by and was like, whoa, it ain't me, da da da, and it festered into some whole other shit. I don't know if this is the case here with this, but it is that good old boy mentality trying to fight back. You know what I mean? They're trying to fight back. They know that voice, that way of thinking is becoming obsolete. So they're fighting for their relevancy, and even though it's a low level statement by having a Spanish performer, it's Jay-Z's way. I guess the left wing, the one, I guess the ones who run the fucking Super Bowl board are more on the left side. You know what I mean? And they've done this every year, and they're doing this again. It's a good statement, man. It's sad, but if ICE goes over there to the Super Bowl trying to round people up, that's gonna be nuts. Because they're supposedly people are saying that that's gonna happen. You know what I mean? So we'll see. They look, Bad Bunny didn't even want to do American tour, scared of that.
Yeah.
The ICE would be at the concert. Sad, man. It's crazy. But shout out to Bad Bunny. Shout out to Jay, always trying to keep his ear to the ground and trying to make a statement, for the most part later on in his life, because I was a Jay-Z fucking hater. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I can imagine.
Yeah, because I just didn't like a lot of the stuff he was like say or do. You know what I mean? At a time where I felt hip hop needed him. You know what I'm saying? Like, I felt he leaned into it as far as what hip hop is now. Like, hip hop now is totally like about to be obsolete. Like 10 more years, we're not gonna see any more hip hop. Like, only way you'll see it is like, low level shit. Like, mainstream is not gonna be rap anymore. Like, you're just not gonna hear people rapping as much. And during that time when that transition was happening, when Nas said hip hop is dead, he saw the transition happening. He was in the mix. He was signed to a label. He was seeing how all the pieces were moving. And at that point, I don't think Jay did anything. He leaned into it. He said, "Oh, I'm gonna sign Jeezy. I'm gonna sign this. I'm a usher in that era." Because in that era, Jay-Z was king. Because in that era, hip hop became about money and bitches. And being the richest guy and having the most money and having the most success. Who was that? That was Jay.
Mm-hmm.
That was Jay. How long, if you look at it back then at that time, Jay was regarded as the best rapper alive over Eminem. People went back to the Eminem, and when we grew up, everybody said Renegade Eminem slaughtered him. That wasn't even a debate. Nas said it in a fucking ether. And he murdered you. Murdered you on your own beat. Eminem murdered you on your own beat. That was the consensus back then. It was like Eminem killed him. When Jay-Z became later successful as the greatest rapper alive and all this shit, he got all this accolade later on in his career. Then people went back to the verse like, "Oh, if you kind of think of it this way, no. You know what I mean?" And that's where I was like, "Dude, this is crazy." And I think Jay-Z. And he still is to a certain extent. He cares about his ego as far as his legendary status.
Yes.
He cares. He'll protect that legendary status by any means necessary. He ain't gonna try and let you stomp on it. Like when that like people don't know, this is like a thing people don't know about. Like they had one time, like they were trying to do a barbershop show, I think at Double XL, right before LeBron had his shit going on. So they had a barbershop thing where they had like journalists in there with artists, and I think Future was on the first episode, and I think it was Future. I think it was like Styles P or JD, someone like that. It was like a street. It was like a New York street rapper, and I think it was somebody else. And there was like two journalists. So they're talking and they're talking about Jay-Z's run or whatever. And Future was like, "Yo, I think Jay-Z's run is overrated." And they were like, "What? What are you talking about?" He's like, "Yo, when did Jay-Z get hot? Jay-Z got hot when Pac and Biggie died. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I think if Pac and Biggie stay alive, Jay would be like the third, fourth, fifth best rapper around. And I think he benefited off them passing away. Bro, Jay-Z got that episode blocked and never came out. You can't find that episode. I remember when that episode dropped, I saw that part. I saw it. So once they deleted it and took it down, I'm like, what the fuck, where'd it go? You can't find that. You can't even find a clip of I just try to find a clip of it. You can't even find a clip. It's gone. Jay-Z, that's how, and then what did Jay-Z do? He dissed him on his album. He said, "Oh, you don't want to lose your kid and have your son playing football with his stepdad in the future," or some shit like that. It was some line like that.
Ooh, wow.
Yeah. Yeah, it was, and that Future actually reached out to him and was like, "Dude, don't play with me." Like Future said in the interview that he got in contact with him, was like, "Dude, don't play with me. Like, I'm not one of these little dudes that you think I'm not Drake. You can throw a little subliminal to it, ain't gonna say shit. Like now you playing games." And that's when Jay-Z him and pieced it out, and they did I got the keys. Did that,
Yeah.
that was like a way of like making a peace thing, you know what I'm saying? But you know, Jay-Z is so encapsulated with keeping his legendary status alive that when it became a choice between choosing hip hop and his legacy and actually speaking up for hip hop and signing more acts that will keep hip hop alive, he chose the acts that will kill hip hop because those acts would boost his legacy. If those acts are only talking about money and success and having the baddest bitch, and Jay-Z's kid, he got the baddest bitch in the game with all the bread. You can't beat him.
Mm-hmm.
You can't. He's fucking M. Bison. He's fucking Thanos. He got all the fucking gems. And that realm, now you put Jay-Z in the realm of hip-hop, he don't got all the rings. You're gonna mention Nas, you're gonna mention Rakim, you're gonna mention now we start mentioning dudes that you know could be better than Jay. And we already seen Nas be better than Jay. He beat him 1-on-1.
Yep.
So now you step in that realm, you don't look as legendary. So he let it die to boost his shit up. And hey, he's a businessman. That's what Jay-Z. Jay-Z's a bit. I'm not a businessman. I'm a businessman.
I'm a businessman, yeah.
Man, yeah.
If killing hip hop is a business move, he'll do it. And you know why you know that mentality is true? He did it to Dame. He did it to Dame. He did it to Dame. He did it to everybody else. Fuck you. And Dave said that when they sat down and he told he was taking Rockefeller all this shit, he simply told Dame, "I want to be a businessman. And as long as you're around, I will never be looked at as a businessman. I'll always be looked at as a rapper, and you'll always be looked at as a businessman." That's the only reason why he did it.
I remember because I know some people that are from Brooklyn. When the Nets moved to Brooklyn, people didn't like that because obviously gentrification was going on there in that area. So everybody was like, "Oh, Jay-Z sold out just to, say that he had 1% of the Nets." So
but not
this hip hop stuff.
Yeah, but that I mean it did because it knocked down. I remember when they were building the stadium, they had people protesting certain buildings that they were living in. Think about people who never get to buy a house, but you're living in those buildings in this apartment building for 30 years. All of a sudden they come like, "Oh, you got to go." What? I just bought this shit out and we're building a stadium here. Where do you go? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
That's what people are getting mad about. But on Jay-Z being a businessman and building his own legacy, he don't give it. It's a business move.
Yeah.
He'll crush your fucking house and your apartment to make him look like, "Oh shit, Jay-Z brought the Nets to Brooklyn, where he's from. That's crazy." And to create jobs. business-wise.
Mm-hmm.
Who knows if you got to – what did he do? Once the Nets moved to Brooklyn and he was there for a little bit, he sold his 0.1%.
Yeah.
It basically was like, here's your 0.1%. You're going to get us moved to Brooklyn. You're going to help us.
And then he started his agency, his sports agency.
Rock Nation Sports Agency. Everything Jay does is in the name of business.
Yep.
That's why people who were in America, Jay-Z would never be looked at as evil because he's doing the American way. He's doing business. You know what I mean? And, that's where I had, he's more socially active now, and I give him that. And I don't know what part of Jay is doing it. Is he doing it because he's actually caring and gives a fuck? Or is he doing it to be like, oh, well, Jay-Z did this, or Jay-Z did that, and Jay-Z did this? Because that always comes into the conversation when you talk about greatest MCs that ever rapped. Oh, but Jay-Z runs the Super Bowl thing. Oh, but Jay-Z has Rock Nation. I'm talking about as a rapper. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But he knows that. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I always looked at Jay-Z as like a Darth Vader type, person.
Yeah.
Well, like, Darth Vader is fucking business, bro. If you know the Star Wars thing, real quick, we gotta go. It's already 12:26.
Yeah.
The Star Wars thing, like when Anakin starts turning into Darth Vader, right? He tells Obi-Wan, "Oh, if you're not with me, you're against me." Right?
Yes.
And then Obi-Wan says, "Oh, so you are turning evil because only Siths deal in absolutes. So a Sith deals in absolutes, which means there's only wrong and right. There's no gray area, right? The Jedi believe that there's a gray area. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So that's where I think Jay-Z fell into, where like it's business and it's not business.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Anything gray area in the middle, as far as this is where hip hop is in a gray area and helping hip hop. And if it ain't business or not business, I don't give a fuck. That's it. I'm making the business decision and the story. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, that's a little rant there. But yeah, that's how I felt for a long time about Jay. But shout out to Jay. He fucking, I guess you're winning. I guess you're winning. What's that shit? Is it say back in the day? You know what I mean? So whatever. But yeah, man. All right, let's get going. We got the game's about to start.
Yep.
1 o'clock games, 4 o'clock game. I'll be here. We'll talk about it off air. What if you want to start the whole game or just watch a quarter?
All right.
Mm-hmm. All right, bro. All right, guys. Yo, appreciate y'all. Once again, if you see the top right here, follow us on social media at PGN Pod. We're going to make our best to 11 a.m. every Sunday. 11 a.m. every single Sunday. You catch us on here. You're bringing the real on IG where we go live. If you're already here on YouTube, bringing the real TV. YouTube, like I said, PGN Pod has their own YouTube. We're on TikTok, fucking Twitter, or X, whatever the fuck you call it. All of it's PGN Pod. You got all our clips on there. PGN Bets is on there. MVP picks. We got MVP pick standings right now that we posted up. We got a lot of shit going on, man. I'm working on too. I let you guys know. I'm working on an intro. I'm about to. You're gonna see. I got something brewing. But yeah, we're moving into a more of a organized space. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? So make sure you follow the PGN Pod everything, so you can see everything we got up to date. I talk about baseball on there. I will post clips about fucking if y'all into. Shout out to Straw Hat Podcast. Talk about anime. Talk about that. We got into that. College football updates right after the game. I said, baseball games, Yankees win or lose. I'm talking about. So it's a whole nother realm on the PGN Pod social media. So go follow us. What you want to do. So appreciate y'all, man. Enjoy y'all Sunday, man.
Watch some football.
Yeah. What's the thing to watch us live? Tell them
assistlive.com. We'll send out the link. It's pretty basic.
Yeah. If we do that, I'm gonna find a way to try to put that in here so that they know we'll go live at 4 o'clock. Anywho's, enjoy y'all Sunday, man. Follow us at
Yeah.
what? Say it again, just in case. Say it again. Wasn't it assistlive.com, right?
Yes.
Assistlive.com. All right. Peace out, y'all.
All right. See ya.